Blue Eyes and Memento innovations in the middle of a Tier 0 format. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Yes, good old Ryzeal is still on the top of the Apex food chain out here. Who's all surprised about that? With Malice continuing to bring up the rear end out here. Still showing that the Link reigns. Nah, the Link deck can still do things. It's, just these two decks fighting each other. That's been the meta. Then we have Memento, Labyrinth, Voiceless Voice, Blue Eyes, and Tenpai still holding on in B tier, which is funny because of the limitations on Tenpai. C tier, we have poor Snake Eyes. We also have Runic. Goblins are starting to show up, and we also have some Sky Strikers. D tier, we have Melodious, Unchained, Centurion. Looks like Ohime is doing some things with with Minkanko. Fire King, Branded, and Rescue Ace. How the mighty have fallen. Let's pass on over to these deck lists. So starting things off here, we have Ryzeal, and this has been the standard approach deck out here for so long. Like, this deck, I think, has been so figured out. By this point, it's actually kind of nuts. But this week, we're on triple Ultimate Slayer. I see we are maximizing how much power that we need to have. Still playing the one Meteorogic, and I see we are playing Hida now. Feeling dangerous, aren't we? I mean, I guess it is a free revive out of the opponent's graveyard so that you can actually access some of the climb plays. Then we have Malice, now sporting off double gold sarcophagus. I still find that this is the way. Having the gold sarcophaguses now is like the little combo pieces that you can go up through is going to be really good. And hey, once again, we have the multiple Ultimate Slayers here helping us get the job done. And of course, double Dominus Impulse. I see Malice is definitely getting some actual value out here this week. But those are your big meta contenders. Now, Memento out here. You do see we are still doing the Goblin Biker stuff. Coming to a TCG near you, actually. In terms of deck build, the double Ogre. Ogre has been moving on into the hand trap selection out here because ogering your opponent is really, really good. Especially when they go Duo Driver out here and they don't have a field spell to really protect the stupid thing. So you get absolutely all this stupid free value. Of course, we are playing Heavy Storm down here on the side. And of course, the embodiment of the Apophis trap card as well. Labyrinth, triple Torrential Tribute. We have reached the point out here where Torrential Tribute, being this board clear card, is incredibly strong. Also, we have the Destructive Daruma Cannons in the side deck. I do not like that. I think Destructive Daruma is one of those cards that you want to have in the main, but especially when you're looking at like the Torrential Tributes, I guess the logic is the Torrential Tribute it feels better. So, okay, that's interesting. What else we got back here? Oh, Voiceless Voice. I see that we're back on the Dogmatica stuff in this build, so means we're relying on Maximus to kind of get the job done, aka clearing out the extra deck for some resources, aka getting the free Herald Search, which is incredibly useful. The Meteor Logic Aggregator also for, a negate now. Okay, we've come so far. And hey, once again, those Ultimate Slayers. If you haven't picked up your Ultimate Slayers yet on the TCG side, you might want to. Woo! Blue Eyes. I see that we are doing the Primite stuff in here now. I'm not surprised to see the Primite stuff kind of starting to see play in here. Especially, making Baron de Fleur is incredibly good. Also, one of the major things that's kind of keeping Blue Eyes alive in the OCG is the fact that having that Baron de Fleur just clutches you so many free games. Like, you would be very surprised. Who needs Magia? Tenpai Dragon. So we're back on playing Blaster now. Ever since, the rest of our resource pool kind of got stripped out. Once again, there's those Ultimate Slayers. You have the red reboots built into the main deck here. I love the fact that I can just draw this completely ignorant card and blow my opponent out of the water because it's just that good. And another deck that's sporting off the double gold sarcophagus to get to those resources to be able to play the game. Okay. Ooh, we have, yeah, Snake Eyes. how this deck has been shambled really hard. I do expect some more support here in the near future with this, kind of change this deck up a little bit, but Deception was the thing that kind of gave this deck life again in order to play. Yeah, who didn't see that coming? Obviously, we are playing Double Book of Eclipse in here. Yay, defensive options. But this deck is in such a fragile state right now, especially after losing the Fiendsmith package. Like, it's kind of crazy. All right, Runic Stun. Oh, and the band played on. Wow. Okay. The meta has shifted in such a dramatic way that this deck is playing Ultimate Slayer now. That's kind of crazy to think about, especially with like the reduction in Freckies here as well, like the Meteor Logic to break the board to allow this deck to play the game. It's kind of the situation you found yourself in. Wow, Dreadnader meta really has made some terrible decisions. Ooh, we have Goblins. Now this is what I was kind of curious to see. Most of your Goblin names, I'm still doing the 3 badass Goblin bikers as you should be. Triple Tour Guide, 2 Terror Top, 1 Takumtenborg, which is fine. We're doing the Full Armored Xyz package, which is good. And of course, the smallest Fiendsmith package in the world out here. Just so you can kind of toggle on up and do your thing. Lacrima's a really good card. Alright, Sky Striker. Triple Engage as it should be. Triple Ray, 1 Rose. We are main decking the Ghost Ogre. We are doing the Double Desires with the Triple Upstart. We're kind of in a situation now, at least in their meta, where Droll doesn't really impact you all that much, so you can take advantage of playing more of the variety of hand traps so that you can actually get the maximized value out of what you need to. Okay. Woo, Melodious. It's really a shame that they put this deck so low on the totem pole, because I think Melodious is a really strong deck. It's just one of those decks that, unfortunately, you have to play into, like, in a weird spot in the meta for it to actually be relevant. Because, you know, if you're playing into Infinite Fire Kings, this deck just does not want to have fun. Hey, we're sporting off some Dark Ruler No Mores down there. Hey, board breaking your opponent and just being able to bounce their full field. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Ooh, we have Unchained. Guess what? You are playing the Fiendsmith combo in here with double Lacrima. To be fair, Lacrima's not limited in any real capacity, so you can take advantage of being able to make her as the extra dump piece so you can kind of still play the game. And considering the fact that the OCG still does have Appaloosa, the OCG also does have high Summon Sorceress as well. That's really a pretty important piece of the puzzle, too. We also have Centurion. I'm seeing we're not playing Duality this week. You know, I liked the idea of Duality being a cool card again, especially, you know, with people trying to cheese out the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. It's one of those things that you look at and you're like, hey, you know, like, you got this really cool new idea. All right, Duality, you tack it on in with the new Synchro. You make Dragoon, and suddenly, this deck is got some pretty cool application out here. All right, ooh, our Minkanko deck. I'm glad to see that we're not actually playing as Sold in here. All right, that means that you could technically adapt this idea from the OCG to the TCG, but this is just heavy damage reflection. All right, this is the same thing that Ubel was doing, though I do see that we are playing the Scythe package down there. Must be nice, OCG, to be able to roll out the Scythe Lock and punish your opponent in a can't play the game fashion. I love this game some days. Ooh, Fire King. So Fire King is just Snake Eyes with Deception and the Fire King package. Like that's all that this deck is right now, all right? You're still forced to play the Snake Eyes cards because it is the backing of the deck. Like, I cannot stress that enough. The rest of the deck is like Google Onyx, the Grunix, interruptions with the Kieran, so you can play the game. All right, I still think if you can get away with not playing this package, the deck feels more consistent. Speaking of, we're playing branded with 43 cards, double Gold Sarcophagus in here so that you can hit the McCourier to do the thing. We have the hard built-in Dark Magician so that you can actually make the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I'm glad to see that the OCG is kind of starting to experiment, because this is where Dark Magician competitively feels like it should be, you know, all the way back here so you can actually make it in Branded. And Branded was like this huge lore deck that was able to access this stuff. That's what we want to see out here. And then we have Rescue Ace. Once again, hey, look, it's that Snake Eyes Deception package that's all the way back here again, getting the chance to do its thing. Also, Apollosa and friends, too. Interesting. Also, the fact that the Snake Eyes package is, playing the mini Fiendsmith package. I love having 4 cards built into my deck for access. That's your breakdown this week for OCG goodness. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.